Hello everyone, I'm Amit Pandey. I have 14 years of teaching experience, NEET expert, senior faculty in physics. I can teach in pure English, I can teach in pure Hindi and also Hindi plus English mix. In this video, I'll discuss electrostatic, class 12th topic, a very scoring topic if we see the point of view of NEET or JEE Mains or Advanced. Okay, so without wasting any time, let's start the topic electrostatics. Okay, so guys, electrostatics, basically this word it is made up of two words, electro plus static. Okay, it comes from two words, electro plus statics. Static means at rest, static means at rest, stationary, zero velocity, whatever you want to write. Something is static. Static means at rest. It means something having zero velocity, or we can say stationary. Okay, it means whatever we are going to study here, whatever we will be dealing here, that is at rest, that is not moving. Okay, so static means something at rest. Electro, it comes from a word electrum, electricity. You must have heard the name electricity. Everyone of us, we are aware of this word electricity. If you are from a science background, if you are not from a science background, doesn't matter, you must have heard the word electricity. So electro, electrum, electricity, these words basically, these words are originated from a word, from a physical property that is known as charge. So guys, if you study charge, if you master what is charge, properties of charge, each and everything about charge, you will definitely understand what electro is, what electrum is, and what electricity is. So in this chapter we are going to study charge at rest. Okay, charge at rest. And in the next upcoming topics, we will be studying charge moving. Then there will be chapters where we will be studying charge accelerating, moving with like different velocity. Okay, so in this chapter we will be studying about charge at rest. All right, so let's start with the physical quantity charge. First of all, let me know what is a physical quantity. Yes, answer, try to answer. What is a physical quantity? Physical quantity is a quantity which is measurable, which you can measure. So that is physical quantity. Charge can be measurable, force is measurable, whatever, pressure is measurable. So it is a physical quantity. And the quantity which is non-measurable, which you cannot measure, is not a physical quantity. Like your emotions. If you are feeling very good, you cannot measure it. If you are happy, you can't measure it. You are feeling sorrow, grief, you can't measure it. You are hungry. Have you said this to your parents, like I'm hungry with 20 Newton meter per second square, whatever? No. Okay, so hunger cannot be measured, emotions cannot be measured, so they are not physical quantities. Physical quantities are the quantities which can be measured. Charge is a physical quantity because it can be measured. Okay, you can write it in your notes. Okay, so charge is a physical quantity which can be measured. So what is charge? Charge is an intrinsic property. Charge is an intrinsic property by virtue of which, let me see my voice coming or not. Voice is okay, yeah. Charge is an intrinsic property by virtue of which it produces as well as responds to electric and magnetic effect. Why I just checked the voice? The reason is I'm recording this video second time. The first time I recorded my video and voice button was not okay. So a video was recorded, but there was no voice. So this time I'm more interested about voice. Okay, so I'm more concerned about that, right? So charge is an intrinsic property by virtue of which a body or it produces as well as respond to electric and magnetic effect. It means charge is something which produces electric and magnetic effect, also responds, right? But before that, before I discuss these two lines, I'll ask you something. Yes, charge is an intrinsic property. What does it mean? What do you mean by term intrinsic? Because there is a word intrinsic, there is a word extrinsic. Okay, intrinsic, extrinsic are different. What do you understand with term intrinsic, and why I'm paying more focus on this word? Because we have questions in NEET exam, we have questions based on assertion and reason, and there may be a question which of the following is true about charges, or which of the following is not true about charges. There may be word intrinsic, extrinsic. So charge is intrinsic property. Intrinsic means by birth. By birth, something is happened, something is there which is originated with it, like something by birth. Your name is not intrinsic. Why your name is not intrinsic? Your name is not by birth. Let me tell you how. You born, you came to the planet, and your father calls you with different name, mother may call you with different name, your friends may call you with different name, we have multiple name. So your name is not your intrinsic property. Okay, that is not by birth. People change their name. What you can't change? Your genes. You look like your father, you look like your mother, you have exactly same habit your father has, exactly same habit your mother has. Okay, you sing very well because your father was a very good singer, or he was very good in his sports. Okay, so this is your intrinsic property. This is, you got it, you got these properties by birth. When you came to the planet and you just came out from mother's body, you already had these properties. So the intrinsic property, the genetic property you have, that is your intrinsic. And whatever is given from outside, your name and different thing, your educational qualification, those are the extrinsic properties. So what I'm saying, charge is a intrinsic, charge is an intrinsic property. If we have electron, that electron will be definitely charged. Okay, it is never possible like we have an electron and that electron is not charged, then electron is gone through some process and then the electron becomes charged. Or we have a proton first, then we go through a process, some chemical reaction goes on, and then proton acquires charge. No. If we have electron on the planet, it will be charged. If we have proton, it will be charged. It has got charge by birth. Are you getting this concept? So this is what I'm saying. Charge is an intrinsic property by virtue of which a body, you can write it or a body, produces as well as respond to electric and magnetic effect. Okay, all right. I just discussed about electron and proton. So let me tell you a very basic things about electron. So students, just let me know electron. So the very first thing which I want you to know, let me write in bracket electron. Okay, what is mass of electron? What is mass of electron? 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. Okay. Also, what is charge on electron? Let me check my voice. Voice is coming, right? What is charge on electron? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb, and this is obviously the negative charge. Okay. What about proton? What about proton? Here I'm writing. What about proton? Okay. We write proton also and we write proton also, so don't mind the spelling. All right. So proton. What is mass of proton? Mass of proton is 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram. And what is charge of proton? It is positive 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. You can see the charge of electron is negative and charge of proton is positive. Charge of electron is negative. Charge of electron is positive. But proton is not antiparticle of electron. Mark my words. Proton is not antiparticle of electron. Positron is the antiparticle of electron. Why I'm saying this, why I'm using this word antiparticle? Because most of the students are confused. They say, sir, electron and proton are antiparticle. No, they are different particle. They are not antiparticle. Positron is the antiparticle of electron. Why? Because to be an antiparticle, charge must be different, but mass must be same. But if you see the difference between the mass of electron and mass of proton, you will see huge difference. There is huge difference between mass of proton and mass of electron. Mass of proton is 1.66 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Mass of electron is minus 10 to the power minus 31. I hope you are aware that is 10 to the power minus 31, 10 to the power minus 27, huge difference. 10 to the power 4, So proton is not just heavier than electron, it is far and far heavier. Okay, so proton is a massive particle as compared to electron. Okay, so they are not antiparticle. Electron is negatively charged, proton is positively charged. That is the difference only. Okay, so what are types of charge? But okay, before I make you understand what are types of charge, let me tell you some basic atomic structure which I think you already know. Okay, this basic you are not supposed to write if you already know. I'm just discussing this thing. If I want to write atom, so can I say in atom we have a central part known as nucleus, which has proton plus neutron and some electron are revolving in circular orbit. Okay, don't mind I'm saying circular orbit because we consider it circular. We consider it circular for calculation point of view. All right, this is elliptical orbit. All right, so in atom we have a central part, nucleus. In nucleus consists of proton and neutron, and electron revolve about nucleus in elliptical orbit. Okay, so do you know nuclear forces are the strongest force in nature? Nuclear forces are strongest force in nature. Also, they are short range force. So let me know, if nuclear forces are the strongest force in nature, it is easy to pull out a proton from nucleus. Well, we will not disturb neutron here with obvious reasons. You must be knowing why I'm not talking about neutron. Okay, so tell me, is it easier to remove a proton from nucleus, despite knowing that nuclear forces are the strongest force in nature? Certainly not, because since they are strongest force, so it will be very tough task to remove proton from the nucleus. It requires a heavy nuclear reaction. So generally, it's not possible. And electron are outside the nucleus, and nuclear forces are the short range forces also. So the electron which is the closest to the nucleus, that will be tightly bound electron. But we are not dealing with that. We are dealing with the electron which is at the farthest. Farthest means having at the maximum distance from the nucleus. You may say outermost electron. So if here it is nucleus and this is the most far electron, so that will be most loosely bound electron. And if electron is most loosely bound electron, it will require lesser energy to remove it from the nuclear attraction. So it is easy to eject electron from the atom which is at the outermost surface. So you can say the whole story is based on electron, and not just electron, I must say outer shell electrons. Okay, so tell me one thing. We cannot do anything with proton. But we can do for the with electrons. So we have a class. In that class, we have 10 boys and 10 girls. If I say 10 boys cannot move, they need to stick to their position. Girls can move. So suppose initially the class had 10 boys and 10 girls. So I say equal number of boys, equal number of girls. Okay, I'm not saying who is positive, who is negative. Okay, just for example point of view. So number of boys is constant. We cannot change it. Suppose 2 girls, they went out the class. Okay, they went outside the class. So what will be the number of girls in the classroom? 8. Number of boys, 10. So can I say number of boys is greater than number of girls? Yes, that is true. And suppose those 2 girls who went out again came back. So again the number became balanced, number of girls equal to number of boys. Suddenly 2 more girls came to the class. Sorry. 2 more girls came to the class and number of girls became 12. So number of boys is still 10. So can I say number of girls is more than number of boys? Yes. So in these 3 cases, in first case number of girls was less. In the second case, number of girls was equal, and the third case, number of girls was more than number of boys. Okay, so the credit should be given to the girls, not to the boys. All right, the same thing happens with number of proton and number of electron. Proton remains same. So if electron goes out, automatic number of proton becomes greater than number of electron. A body has 10 proton, 10 electron. So 10 proton is there. Initially 10 electron was there. So if number of proton, number of electron are same, so the charge is balanced and body is known as neutral body. If we remove electron, So number of electron become less than number of proton. So number of proton, since number of proton positive charge is much more than the negative charge, the body becomes positively charged. And if initially they are same and we bring some electrons and deposit to the atom, so number of electron becomes more than number of proton. So in this case, what we can say? We can say since the negative charge is more than positive charge, so body becomes negative charge. This is how a body is charged. Okay, I'll just write it on the next page. Okay, types of charge. We will be writing types of charge. So what are the types of charge? Types of charge, types of charge, types of charge. First one is positive charge. Positive charge. Here I will write positive. The second one I am writing here is negative charge. Okay, in shorter form I will write like this. Third one is not the type, but I make it as a type of charge, that is neutral charge. Okay. So what is positive charge? What is positive charge? Tell me. Positive charge means, very simple, you will say sir, number of proton is greater than number of electron, and that is true. That is true. Number of proton is greater than number of electrons. But can I say without why to give credit to protons, because protons are not moving. So can I say deficiency of electrons? Can I say deficiency of electrons is basically positive charge? Yes. Deficiency of electrons. Why to give credit to positive charge? Positive charge is not moving. So if electron is less, it is positive charge. Electron is equal to proton, it is neutral. And if electron is more than proton, that is negative charge. So give credit to electron. So deficiency of electron is positive charge. What about negative charge then? Excess of electron is negative charge. You can also say number of electron is greater than number of proton. Okay. Neutral, in neutral we will say number of electron is equal to number of proton. So that means net charge is 0. So that means net charge is 0. Okay, I hope you understand this. Neutral means electron proton equal, positive means electron less than proton, negative means electron more than proton. Okay, so this much is the charge. So type of charge is positive charge, negative charge and neutral. All right. Okay, so if I say very simple example, we have a body, let me write it. A body has 6 proton and 4 electron. What will be net charge of body? Voice is fine. Yeah. What will be net charge of body? Also nature of charge. Yeah. Answer. Try to think. Body has 6 proton and 4 electron. What will be net charge of the body? And what will be nature of charge? So 6 proton, 4 electron. Since charge of proton is equal to charge of electron, so 4 electron and 4 proton will be cancelled out. So what is the amount of excess charge? So we can say, sir, proton is number of proton is 6, number of electron is 4. So that means 4 proton will be balanced by 4 electron. So what will be net charge of the body? I will write 6 proton minus 4 electron. So only 2 proton is the excess charge. 2 proton. And what will be the net charge? It will be 2 into 1.6 into 10 raised to power minus 19, table of 1632, that is 3.2. 3.2 into 10 raised to power minus 19 coulomb. This is the positive charge. This is the positive charge on the body. Why I am saying positive charge? The nature of charge is obviously positive, since proton is more than electron. So you can't say, sir, it has 6 times charge. No. 6 proton, 4 proton, positive charge of 4 proton will be cancelled out by negative charge of 4 electron. So positive and negative got cancelled out. So we have 2 proton. So this is the net charge. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay. One more example. Let's come with another example. A body is given negative charge. A body is given negative charge. Its mass will. I can also write its weight will. Its weight. So mass and weight. What is difference? Mass is m and weight is mg. I hope you understand. You are okay with class 11th basic physics. So mass is m and weight is mg. So examiner sir can ask this question in terms of mass, in terms of weight. Okay, a body is given negative charge, its mass will, yeah, what will happen to its mass? First option, increase. First option, increase. Second option, decrease. Third option, no change. Fourth option, information insufficient. Okay. Yeah, what will be answer? Tell me. A body is given negative charge, its mass will, or its weight will. What will happen? Increase, decrease, or no change? Okay, if a body is given negative charge, so what we are exactly doing? If a body is given negative charge, what we are exactly doing? We are giving electrons, removing electrons. Just think. To make a body negatively charged, we have to increase number of electrons, because if number of electrons will become more than number of proton, only in that case body can acquire negative charge. So it means to make a body negative charge, we will have to deposit electrons or we will have to remove electrons. Just think. We will have to deposit electrons. So basically we are giving electron. And if we are giving electron, so not just charge, we are also giving it mass, because electron has mass, 9.1 into 10 to the power minus 31 kilogram. So if you are giving electrons, it means you are continuously giving some mass. So mass is increasing. Okay, you are giving electrons to make it negatively charged. So if you are giving electron, you are also giving mass of electron. So its mass is increasing, and if mass is increasing, obviously its weight is increasing. But don't mind, this increase in weight and mass is negligible. Okay, so this is very much negligible. There is no, you can say, some massive effect or some noteful effect. No, it's very negligible. But yeah, if examiner sir he asks this question, then the correct answer will be increase. Okay, what about if a body is given positively charged? What about if a body is given positive charge? What will happen to its mass? Just solve it with yourself. Body is given positively charged. Yeah, positive charge. What will happen to its mass? Obviously decrease. Decrease. Why? Because to make a body positively charged, we must have more number of proton. Like number of proton must be greater than number of electron. We can't do anything with proton because that is in nucleus. So what we need to do? We need to remove electrons. Okay, if you can't increase something, then decrease something. So you are removing electrons. If you are removing electrons, so you are also removing mass. If mass is removing, if you are removing mass, so the body becomes lesser, it keep on losing mass. Since it's keep on losing mass, it's keep on losing weight. So if a body is given positively charged, then second option will be correct. All right, clear? And if we have a question where a body is given positive charge as well as negative charge, like 4 electrons were removed and then 4 electrons were again deposited to the body, well, there will be no change, since number of proton equal to number of electrons. So these kind of questions, they may be it may be asked in NEET exam. Okay, let's go to another kind of question. Yes, so these questions are basically in all if you go through any reference book or any coaching material, you will find these kind of questions for NEET exam. Okay, if a soap bubble, here I write it, if a soap bubble is given negative charge, its radius will Yes. If a soap bubble is given negative charge, its radius will. What will happen to its radius? We are dealing with bubble, not the water drop. Okay. So soap bubble is given negative charge. So why I give this question before writing the properties of charge? Because I think you are you must have heard about charge in class 10th. Class 10th, you must have heard about like similar charge have repulsion, unequal charge have attraction. So I write this property with this question. Okay, so bubble is given negative charge, its radius will. So just think one thing. If this is a bubble and you give a negative charge, suppose this is negative charge here. So what will happen to its radius? If you want to solve it, you must know a property. You must know a property, and the property is nothing but very simple property, like charges repel. So what do you mean by like charges? Positive, they are the like charges. Okay, just a minute, let me write like this: positive and negative. So like charges repel. Similar charges have repulsion. Positive have repulsion. Negative have repulsion. And unlike charges attract. Unlike charges attract. Okay, I'm not able to write here, so please adjust it. Okay, so unlike charges attract. And what we mean with unlike charges? One is positive, other one is negative. So dissimilar charges have attraction and similar charges have repulsion. But trust me, when we will study properties of charge, there will be a important and special case where I will ask you, can two similar charged bodies attract each other? And the answer will be yes. Okay, can two similar charged bodies attract? Okay, that we will study in property of charge. But generally similar charges, like charges have repulsion, and unlike charges have attraction. So now you can answer this question. This is negative, this is negative, this is negative, this is negative. So what they will trying to do? They will attract each other or they will repel each other? Well, according to me, they will repel each other because they are like charges. So this negative will try to go far from this negative, and this negative will try to go far from this negative. So they are trying to go far from each other. If they are trying to go far from each other, so they are trying to expand or contract. Obviously, they are trying to expand. If they are trying to expand, so answer will be the radius will increase. Radius will increase. Got it? So if a soap bubble is given positive charge, its radius will. Next question. Okay, so that is my specialty. I write one question, and the very next question, that is verbally I ask to you, and you need to write in your notebook. Okay, so if we write, if a soap bubble is given negative charge, what radius will increase? So the next question is, if soap bubble is given positive charge, then what will happen? Try to think. Increase, decrease, no change. Well, this time again we will have the same answer. The radius will increase. The radius will increase because if soap bubble is given positive charge, so we had negative in the previous question. In the next coming question, they have positive charge, but still they are like charges. They are same charges, and same charges, similar charges have repulsion. So this positive will try to go far from this positive, and this positive will try to go far from this positive. So these positive will try to go far from each other. And if they will try to go far from each other, again they are trying to expand. It means the radius will increase. The radius will increase. Okay, so this video was a demo video for demo purpose only. So if you like my teaching style, so please select me, give me a chance. Well, I know that this is a demo video, and I'll be more energetic and more conscious in the class. Trust me, guys. Okay, thank you very much.